everybody, it is Demo Donna here. Hope you guys are all doing well. I am very excited to be joining you this evening. I am going to be creating one card, and I'm going to be using the North Pole Shaker Kit. Here is a sample of a previous YouTube video I did using this kit, and I will go ahead and post the link on our Facebook royalty page. And this is a fun card because it is a shaker spinner. So this is, for those of you just joining me, so it spins and it's also a shaker. So this is just a sample of a card from this kit that I've made in the past. And this isn't what I'm doing this evening. I just wanted to show you one of the beautiful shakers in the North Pole kit. We are going to be doing a scene this evening, so I'm excited about it. And I just want to go ahead and talk about the North Pole kit. This is not a new kit. This is a very loved Queen & Company shaker kit that has been around, and it's around for a reason because it is adorable. So this kit has 25 steel dies. It has adorable shakers in it. You get a Santa hat, a little North Pole marker, which is really cute, reindeer, the wreath that I showed. There's an amazing bow. You have a little Christmas cottage. There is also, who am I missing? The tree, the wreath we said. Oh, the bell, there it is, and the bell. So like I always tell you guys, make sure you head on over to queenandcompany.com and check out the lovely designer samples under the North Pole kit for further information and inspiration on the North Pole kit. So 25 steel dies to create your shakers, one 4x6 stamp set, foam and acetate to create 21 shaker cards, and a 6x6 paper pad. So let's quickly go over a very cool part of this kit. I'll flip that over. The stamp set. I love this stamp set. It has a ton of great stamps in it. I really love the font. Friends make the season merry. Really cute. I love the spread out merry font. Friends don't get friends fruitcake. Merriest of holidays. Tonight I'm going to be using Christmas wishes from Our Home to Yours. Have a sweet holiday season. No humbug allowed. Santa Claus is coming to town, so really cute sayings in this stamp set. I love it. And the paper pad. Let's show you the paper pad. And then we are going to create our holiday scene. So we are going to be doing some trees. I'm going to be creating a snowy background. We're going to be using a border die. Lots of fun. I hope you guys all had a happy and healthy Thanksgiving with your family. I don't know about you guys, but here in Minnesota, we received about, I think, 8 inches of snow today. That is a lot for this California girl, especially for this California girl with a little 9-pound chihuahua. He's not so sure what to make of it all. Gorgeous paper pad. So anyways, the snowy scene that I'm creating is actually a live picture of currently my house and the state of where I live here in Minnesota. Very snowy. Awesome North Pole party paper pad. Very cool. Love, again, the traditional holiday colors and then the non-traditional. A really cool little gem in this kit is your little candy cane here. And what I love about it is you can do, again, like the red and white candy cane. So that's what I created here. I made a bunch of them. This is red, white, and gray, but still you get the point. Really simple to make a candy cane by just using striped paper. And you could do non-traditional, this is still red, white, and green, but really fun to do all different sort of striped candy canes. I'm like, ooh, this might be my favorite little die in this kit. It's pretty darn cute. And at first I was looking at it going, wait, why aren't there stripes? How am I going to create that stripe look? Oh, just use striped paper, Demo. You got this. And then the other really cute die is the tiny little wreath that goes on your little Christmas cottage here. So that is another cute little gem in this kit. All right, so let's get started, shall we? I've got stuff all over the place. I zoomed in my camera for you guys about 2 weeks ago just so you can get a closer look, and I'm still kind of fiddling with that. I don't know if I love it, so leave me your feedback too. Did you like it spaced out a little bit more, or do you like that up close and personal? Okay, so we are going to be doing some embossing. I know this looks kind of messy, but this is going to be our background and it's going to be all covered up. So let me first walk you through what I did here. And this is double embossing. So this is our embossing folders, and then I'm using embossing powder. And this technique is really fun and really simple. And since it's a snowy background, it doesn't have to be perfect, and we're gonna cover a lot of it up, like I said. But all I simply did was took that blue paper out of that North Pole Party paper pad and cut it out. This is the foundation die number 8. And I'm gonna do a little sample. I'm gonna do this little piece for you guys, for those of you who have never heat embossed on your embossed paper. So I just ran this through. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so excuse me if I cough. So run it through your embossing folder. And I did this really fun random dot background. And now once you have this part done, I am gonna take my embossing ink, and you can always use a brayer, and you can like evenly brayer it on, just very gentle. You don't wanna push too hard because this is paper and you don't wanna push it down. I just took my embossing ink and I literally just rubbed my embossing ink lightly over the top to just hit those embossed up circles. This would look really pretty too with silver embossing powder, gold embossing powder, and embossing powder with a little bit of sparkle in it, I think would be really pretty, especially for a snowy background. So I am just sprinkling a white embossing powder, which you could pretty much locate in any of your craft stores and online as well. And then I just took a dry small brush, excuse me, just if there's any big chunks, and I just wipe that off before I heat set it. So if there are any like big sections in there you just want to touch with your dry paintbrush to just wipe away the embossing powder before you heat set it, that is how you take care of that. I'm gonna leave that out because we're gonna do one more thing. But after you do that, then you simply grab your heat tool and heat set. And if you've never done heat embossing before, what you're looking for is, right now it's really grainy. You could see like it kind of looks like tiny little pieces of sand. And then I'm just gonna hit it with my heat gun, and make sure that you're aiming away from your finger tools because they will burn. It is a very hot heat tool. It's doing its job. It's melting the embossing powder. You don't want it to melt your fingers. And then you're just gonna go ahead and heat that all up. And then you have a cool little snowy background. And something else I'm gonna do just to finish the look of this, and here is that heat set, but I just wanted to do a little strip for those of you who have not seen heat embossing in action. So what I'm gonna take next is I am gonna take my heat tool, I'm gonna take my embossing ink, and I'm just going to sloppily kind of dip my edges into my ink here, just like so. And then I'm gonna close that up. I thought we would do a fun class tonight since, you know, everyone's got their Thanksgiving, you know, recovery happening right now. Still trying to get back in the swing of things. So just figured we would just have a little fun tonight, play around, get messy. Okay, so I've sprinkled just my little edging, and then I'm gonna go ahead and heat set that. You could even do this again, like with some silver, some gold, to add just a little bit of gold accent. I just wanted like a nice trim around my paper here to really frame in my snowy scene. There we go. All right, so you could see the difference. See the top of my card here? Now I have this really cool kind of white framing versus it looked kind of incomplete before. So that's gonna be the top of my paper. I would say, I'm sitting here trying to read comments, but they're answers to questions in the comments from above, so I have no idea what you're asking. So when this is all over, I will go and read back the comments and do my best to answer you guys. All right, so this is going to be the background. Again, if you've never done heat embossing, definitely make sure you're following all the precautions and protecting your fingers and following all the instructions there. So safety first, everybody. Okay, so what I've done next is I have taken 2 strips here, and these are from our curvy borders, and this is this one right here. So if you haven't used our border dies before, they're very fun, very easy to use, and I simply just cut out a little piece of white cardstock. I lay down my curvy border, just like so, on my white cardstock, and then I just ran that through my die cut machine, and I have this great little snowy base here. And then there was a little leftover piece, and I just flipped that over. Oh, I used a different one. That's why that's not matching. This is another little curve, and I flipped that over, and I just used this little curve piece just to use both of the pieces. So really fun. The border dies, usually they come with 4 border dies in them. I have 3 of them. So I have the curvy borders, which are these guys here. Great for bases like this. And then there's the on point borders and the simple borders, which are really fun to use too. So if you're new or you haven't quite checked out the Queen & Company, all the dies, there's a lot of fun shopping to do. Make sure you check that out. Okay, so I am going to add a little adhesive. This one is going to be my base. And I am going to, I'm layering this here so I cover up. There we go. I just wanted an extra little wave in my snowy background there. And there's a tiny little piece sticking up here, so I'm just going to trim that off. And I'm going to flip that over again and add some adhesive. I would totally be using red liner tape because this is now textured and embossed, so that is a lot to ask of my rolly adhesive, but that's okay. So it'd be cute too raised. Of course, I just thought of it after the fact, but if you raise that up with some of your double-sided foam left over from your shakers, that would be really cute. I'm not going to be using any outline dies tonight. I'm going to show you guys how to create your shaker without your outline die because they are currently sold out. So I like to use things that you guys can go buy. So, figured we'll do it that way. All right, I'm just using a little white craft glue. I am going to place the little base of my tree down here. We're going to go right about there. And then I am going to add my beautiful shaker tree, but we're not going to create a shaker. And I am just going to go my white craft glue all around there. I can use my sheer glue too. I just figure it takes a little bit longer to dry. Okay, so there is tree number 1. Hold that down a little bit. And then I'm going to take my little insert here. There we go. And drop that down. Just right inside there. And there is tree number 1. Like I said, we're going to do a little scene. We're going to cause a scene here tonight. A wintry scene. Grab another one of my little bases. I'm I'm excited because I have not used this little shaker before, and it is so cute, this little house. I know someone before had asked about what dies do they recommend using for like a welcome home. This is a really cute one. Or welcome to your new home. Congrats on your new home. All right, so here is tree number 2. Really simple, just hold that in place. And now we're gonna throw our tree, and then we're gonna do one more. I just thought it would be fun, since, you know, probably a lot of you just wanna sit and relax and not think too much, to just watch the Demo Donna show tonight. Maybe a fun idea for your next card will pop into your head. Take my little tree here. And there are other trees in some of our fabulous kits. I know the snow globe one you can add, mix and match. I love seeing different card designs using different kits and getting creative and mix and matching. Lots of fun. And that's the fabulous thing too about buying your Queen and Company kits, because you have all these beautiful dies. Once you use all your foam, you still have all these fabulous dies that you can create these beautiful cards with without creating shakers all the time. Obviously, I know we love the shakers, but it's good to have your options. It's good to know all the different things that you can do with your fabulous kits. And see how the background, the perfection of my snowy background is getting less and less important because it's going to be covered up by all of this here. So here are my trees. I mean, I guess I still have one more. We should probably just use it, right? We might as well. We've gone this far. And how cute, maybe just to add a little bit of glue and some more sparkles down there if you want. Who knows? Whatever makes you happy. I know there's a lot of glitter phobes out there. It's all right. The holidays are around the corner. You can't avoid it. You know you have that one ornament that gets glitter all over your face that you put it on the tree and you're like, oh. Okay, our final tree, and then we are going to create our shaker. Okay. And I'm ignoring the base on this one because my house is going to cover it up. Okay, 4 trees, super cute. I mean, it even looks cute like that. If you were to just like put a snowflake here and do your little stamp, super cute. Speaking of stamp, I forgot to stamp my stamp down into my piece here. We're still gonna do it. It just might not turn out great. We'll see. Okay, creating a shaker card without an outline die. Very simple. Are you guys ready? I am going to take my foam here and I am going to peel this off, and I am going to place my house right about, should we go center? We might have to add this guy if we go center. Never fails. All right. Adding my little tree base. I tried to cheat. You guys witnessed it. It backfired. There we go. See what happens? Excuse me. Okay, I'm just going to pop this guy out because we're on our card here. Okay, I am going to take my little house here, make sure it's nice and even, and now we're going to push that down. Really push it down. You could even, because there's a lot happening back here, you could even add a little extra sheer glue around on top of your foam just to make sure nothing's going anywhere. All right, speaking of sheer glue, I am going to take my sheer glue now, and I am just going to roll some sheer glue around here. And I am going to drop in the negative from when I cut out my little house there. So I'm just going to place that right inside my house. And that's the cool thing too. You can do different colors. So if I wanted, obviously just like with your outline dies, you can do any color you want. But there you go. I just dropped in the inside of my house, and now I'm ready to place my shaker bits. I just go ahead and push that around just to make sure that it's nice and adhered. The thing about using your shear glue for this is if you get shear glue out along the edges, most likely your toppings are going to stick to it. So keep in mind, you could also just use red liner tape around the back of your house and stick it in. And then that way, you won't have to deal with, you know, your house having, or your toppings sticking to it. So I'm going to take some diamonds. I also know I grabbed a couple other shakers. Oh, here they are. They're hiding from me. I'm using 3 different diamonds tonight. I'm actually using the red. I'm using the really beautiful like amber color and the clear. I might even just use the amber color. Let's see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so next I'm going to take my beautiful little spoon here. I'm going to do a 1. We're going to do a 2. Yeah, we might just go amber and some clear. That'll work for me. We don't even need red in there. Okay, I'm going to give that a little shimmer. There we go. Peel off that protective layer. Grab my acetate and layer that down. There we go. And now I've got my little house shaker. Excuse me, guys. Take my shear glue here, and I'm going to go all around my house. There you go. Take the decorative die and just lightly press that into place. And now I totally can't add my stamp, but that's okay. It's going to be all right. I'll add it later. I'll add it after this and show a photo of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut out one more piece down here, stamp on it, and then glue it right up on top of this one. And that is a trick that I also do if I stamp something on a card and it smudges. I then just recut out that piece and put it right on. Those are the tricks of stamping, especially if you're not overly comfortable with your stamping techniques. There are always ways to fix it. Don't you worry. All right, so there's my cute little house shaker, and you get all these beautiful add-ons. So there's a little snowy roof, which is super cute. That is this guy right here. And I was even thinking, I didn't do it, but I cut out extra roofs. I was even thinking you could probably use that same snowy roof to make snowy treetops if you wanted. Or again, you could do a little glue and some glitter. So I'm going to place the door on next. Just add that in there. And I didn't do this, but I thought of this after the fact. You could probably use the little tree trunks to create little windows. Those would be perfect little windows on here if you wanted to do that as well. And here is our wreath. I ordered a wreath from a fundraiser and it was delivered to my house last week, and it was actually bigger than my door. So I had to come up with a creative place to put it. So I hung it from my deck in the back. It's a good problem to have, right? Okay, what do I do with this giant wreath? I would love to have put it on the top of my house, but I had no way of getting up there. This wreath was much easier to hang than the one on my home. Hence the joy of shaker cards. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take the very much loved little candy canes. I actually also have little candy cane light up decorations. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna do a few, I think I'm gonna do like 2 candy canes on each side. They're just super cute. I cut out a bunch, I couldn't stop. It happens sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just keep cutting things out. Not really knowing what I wanted to do with them, but you know. And I cut them out all going the same direction. Even though if you flip your paper over and then run your little candy cane die through, you can actually have candy canes going in both directions. Very simple. But, you know, all of my candy canes are going to the left tonight, which is fine by me. There we go. Our little candy cane fun. Okay, I am going to take my card here and just flip that over and trim off my trees. And now I can mount that onto my A2 card base. We are going to take some of our bling here. Let's see, I'm using this is the holiday bling pack. So I think I'm going to do should we do a gold doorknob? I think that'll work. We'll do a gold doorknob right here. There we go. And I saw this in the sample, which I thought was brilliant. A little red bling there. And then I'm going to just add a couple little, just a few here and there. Sparkly snowballs. Because, you know, there wasn't enough bling yet. And then you can always give your tree a little extra love if you want. Do we want bling? I think we're going to leave it. But you could do a little extra something on your tree if you want. And like I said, I'm going to give this a cute little stamp. I have a Christmas wishes from our home to yours, and I will create that and I will add the finished card to our lovely Facebook royalty page. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas scene shaker card using shakers and non-shakers. I didn't use an outline die so you could see how easy it is to create a shaker card without an outline die, and you get a really lovely look and finish just as well. And we also used our border dies tonight, as well as did heat embossing on our embossing folder. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Stay safe, everyone who is getting covered in snow. Drive carefully, go very slow. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Bye-bye, everybody.